Your notes have been transcribing this entire thing.
Dope.
Awesome.
That's funny. You finally tell me now?
I just noticed.
If you would like a copy of the episode to read, we can send it to you.
We do literature now.
Yeah.
I think YouTube does that for you now.
Yeah, I think so. Hello everyone, welcome to the room upstairs. I am your co-host today, the TallBeing, the Being. These are my other co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
What's up? I'm Bird.
Hayden and Mephisjoe, not Memphis. Thank you very much.
And this is the podcast where we take two movies, an original and a remake, and battle them against each other, unless we don't, like today. Because today we have an Hour Ranchers episode, and that's... we're going to talk about some stuff.
Yeah, next time I think Bird should do this.
Yeah, I need to script this out. I am really bad at just ad-libbing.
You know why? You know why?
No practice.
Because that's fandom for you.
I deserve that one.
Join us on our socials, the Room Upstairs Podcast. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube.
Wherever you get your podcast from.
Wherever you listen. Yeah, make sure to subscribe and all that, because we've got polls that we put on there where you can vote for these battles that we have.
I've never seen a poll.
Yeah, you don't go on our socials.
Yeah, you don't go on any of the socials.
You can follow us on our socials individually, but not him.
No, he won't post nothing.
But yeah, we're the Room Upstairs Podcast. So
Sure.
check us out. Hit the like button on YouTube. Subscribe and leave comments, of course, because we want to talk with you guys about all this stuff that we're talking about.
Or argue.
Or disagree.
Or disagree.
In a friendly manner.
Hopefully friendly.
I'll meet you in the parking lot.
Yeah. Well, we're going to also celebrate the life of James Earl Jones.
Yep.
And then we're going to do a review of a Joe movie. We watched Peeples.
It is just called Peeples.
It's just called Peeples. If you guys don't know this movie, it's because nobody knows this movie except for Joe.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody out there.
It came out in 2013, and it stars Craig Robinson.
Yeah. It's Tyler Perry, isn't it?
He produced, but he didn't direct it.
Well, I mean, he's involved.
Yeah.
He's involved. I thought he was in it, but he never showed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Craig Robinson and David Alan Grier.
The great David Alan Grier.
He was actually really good in it.
It's so weird watching him play a straight man, but that can come later, right?
Okay, so we'll get into Peoples a little later on. We're gonna battle out our composers. We're gonna continue. This is the last round, right?
Yes.
Of the tournament.
Yep.
Not the tournament, but the current bracket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're still doing this?
Until the day you die.
Yeah.
So we've got maybe 16 more rounds, something like that.
There's a lot of composers.
There's a lot of them. So we're battling today Ramin Djawadi versus John Powell. We'll give you guys all the credits for them once we get into that. Before we get into that, let's do our Conan update. You guys ready for the movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
What?
We've been waiting for it, and there's no news yet.
I heard
I was about to say, I thought there was something I missed.
I know. I was
like,
getting excited.
How did I miss that there's a Conan movie?
I heard recently that the longer they push a movie back, the better the movie's guaranteed to be.
I heard that too. I heard it from someone.
Yeah. Delays, and reshoots and stuff, always good.
Yeah, so excited for Craven the Hunter now.
It's going to be so
Just
good.
2050.
2050.
Remake Conan.
Yeah. Arnold will be in prime shape at that point.
Yeah, at that point you could just deep fake him on anybody. Yeah.
Why would you do anything else?
Yeah.
That's our Conan update. No movie coming yet.
Conan update is Peeples.
Make sure.
We watched the other movie because no Conan movie.
We're reduced to watching.
We're having to watch Joe's picks because there's no new Conan movie.
Yeah.
It's
But
frustrating.
you can go sign up to
websites, too.
the Conan official podcast. Go follow them, Conan the Barbarian official on Instagram, and the podcast is on YouTube. It's really cool.
So today we will be battling John Powell, who has composed such movies as the Kung Fu Panda Quartet. There's a word that ends in -ilogy, but I don't know what that word is for four.
Quartilogy.
No, it's not that. The Rio duology, which no one knows except me.
Wait, there's a Rio Part 2?
The How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
Which is amazing.
Trilogy.
Mars Needs Moms.
Yep.
What?
I remember that.
Hancock.
Don't forget Agent Cody Banks.
Hancock,
Agent Cody Banks. The Jason Bourne trilogy.
which is
Jumper.
fantastic. Jumper's
Robots. Horton Hears a Who.
Ooh.
The Italian Job. And I Am Sam.
And Geely.
Wait. And one more classic that I cannot forget.
Geely.
good. Ice Age.
Face Off.
Oh,
He did
Face Off.
did.
Oh.
Yeah, I already know who I'm voting
Yeah. We can just sweep at this point.
Can we just
I,
vote
I
now?
will mention
Vote.
he's got 96 credits, so that's
Vote.
not all of
Vote.
them.
Yeah,
Vote.
no.
Vote.
Okay.
No, we got to do the second guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's only fair.
Jawadi.
Versus Ramin Djawadi. How old is he? 50? 50 years old.
So young.
50 years young.
50 years young.
So
yeah.
young.
And
He's
in
only,
this game,
he's only got 84 credits to his name.
yeah, he's not done a lot. But to be fair, he has done a lot more television than John Powell has. He's done a lot. He's done all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. However many seasons of Westworld there were.
Okay.
He is currently working on House of the Dragon now. More recently, he did the
Wrinkle.
Fallout show and the Three Body Problem show, which I haven't seen yet, but the music is very good, and I'm a huge fan of the book. And then movie-wise, he's done the first Iron Man,
Okay.
Open Season 1 and 2,
Flip.
Clash of the Titans, the Red Dawn remake, which, you know,
We
we
battled
that one. We have experience
That's
with
a
that
film.
one.
Yeah.
The Great Wall.
Was it it was decent wall. Right, Joe?
I got a subpar wall.
Subpar wall.
Yeah.
The music was good.
Yeah. A Wrinkle in Time.
Okay.
And Pacific Rim 1, not 2. Very important.
Hey,
Ooh,
I'll defend Pacific Rim till I die.
till he
Hey,
dies.
now we're talking. Now we're friends again.
Now we're friends again.
Friendship restored.
Guys, we've
Animosity gone.
we fought before
I
the podcast.
I feel like the resurgence of the kaiju is directly due to Pacific Rim, the first one.
The movie was
I think
great.
They
It
had
was
a
awesome,
big,
yeah.
yeah.
It was that movie was so cool because it was like me and my dad were even like connecting on it. We went and watched it. Like we were researching
You're like, that
the
could be
mechs
us.
and stuff. Yeah, I was like, me and my dad could be in a Jaeger, and like, yeah, no, that movie was fantastic.
Did you watch Real Steel?
I liked Real Steel,
Hey,
but
you
I
know-
like Hugh Jackman.
With
So
your dad? Because that's a good.
I didn't watch it with my dad. I don't
I
think.
feel like he would watch that one.
Real
also.
Steel was all right.
I think I could. I think I should watch it with my dad.
Did you watch Chappie?
No, I didn't watch Chappie. Now we're like, all right,
What
so
about Wally?
Chippy?
Yeah.
composer battle.
Hey, you know what?
District 9?
Me and you could drive a Jaeger together.
I don't know if we're that compatible, dude.
Oh, we are.
It would just be like you feeling bad for all the trauma you gave me when we're like drifting.
I'm compatible with everybody.
Okay.
Eventually.
He's gonna be
Plus-
swinging wildly.
Plus, you secretly want to be a bad guy.
It would
I
just,
don't know.
It
if
would just
that-
be running. It would be running and then just like punch itself in the face. I'd be like, that was me.
Oh, okay. It's fun to laugh
Okay,
about.
so let's go ahead and let's start the actual battle. You know? Now that we've mentioned the credits
Let's do it.
and some of the movies.
Oh yeah, so we gotta say the.
I'm getting the half point.
You're getting the half point.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, so who's gonna start?
I feel like TallBeing should make his argument right off the bat because I feel like I've already know who I'm voting for.
All right.
All right.
I
He
feel
might
like
sway me. Maybe he'll sway me.
I feel like I might
We'll
be
just
able.
go down the line.
Yeah, because I feel like I might be able to be swayed. I think I have mine too, but I'm not. That was some good reading. Like there was a couple of those options that I didn't realize that they did,
yeah,
and so now I'm like, oh,
it's got him on the
flip.
edge of his seat. You know.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see if you can sway him.
Yeah, all right. So this is one that took a lot more research for me than a lot of our past ones. Partially just because I hadn't watched a lot of these movies before. And I didn't listen to all scores for all of these. But I did do quite a few, and a bunch of them were actually scores that I listened to besides doing this. Like I did it before we were going to battle them out.
Which is why they're on the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that like 2 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Probably within that time.
Well, yeah, like Fallout's come out since then, and like there's like some new stuff. So maybe.
As someone who did not watch the Fallout show or have any connection to that franchise, that music is great.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah,
Right? Like
I listened to a lot of that.
I ain't watching it,
But
but
that
that
music.
song is dope.
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, theme song.
Any of the songs from it. Yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. I don't feel confident that either of these guys can duke it out in the next round.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not really at this point. I'm like, it doesn't really matter which one goes forward.
We're choosing who dies next.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was saving that for my turn, but yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because they're gonna be like Zimmerman. Sorry, bro. Like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, who deserves second?
So yeah, this is one that neither my argument for both is kind of the same in that they have a very similar amount of range, I think, and they've shown that. Both of them have different styles and stuff that they were drawn to. Like Djawadi is a lot darker in just what he's doing, and the music reflects that all the time. I think his style just is that.
Yeah.
The Iron Man 1 score is tonally darker than 2 and 3.
Totally.
I've listened to him enough to know that. John Powell has a bit of he's done a bunch of more animated stuff, so he's got the jumpier kind of feel.
Animated.
And that kind of comes through in stuff like the Jason Bourne theme, which I love.
Which is really good. Yeah.
It is very good. It's got
that.
the two
I think
layers.
I don't
to it.
think I think they just heard that theme and they were like, you know what? We should make a movie based on this.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like Amnesia.
And then it was so good they were like, let's just keep going.
Yeah. All in all, this is really just going to be a preference pick for me, and that is going to be Djawadi.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, this guy just this guy, you know?
Yeah. Listen,
All right.
I like the I Am Sam score a lot.
It is. It's a
I
good
like
one.
the How to Train Your Dragon, but
I now want to go last.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's 1 point for Ramin.
Yeah.
Rami?
Do you want to change and go ahead and go next, or should I still go?
No, go ahead, man.
Okay.
I'm interested to hear what you got to say.
So yeah, it is kind of a throwaway vote, and it's
Yeah.
funny that it's actually a really tough battle
Yeah.
Yeah, between the two of them, yeah.
between them.
They
two.
are well matched.
Yeah,
But knowing what's gonna happen
knowing,
immediately
yeah,
after.
yeah.
Yeah.
knowing who's next,
It's rough.
it's a tough one. And so we were talking about who would be the better match for who more than likely is going to move forward. Hans Zimmer, right?
He knows.
He's going to
he is.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the top contender. He's at the top right now. He's the one to beat. So which of these guys is more likely to have a chance to beat Zimmer? And that's tough because they don't have a whole lot of credits compared to some of these other composers. They have a lot of music because they've done the series, so that gives them a big catalog. Djawadi actually trained under Zimmer, which
You can hear that in the style a lot.
Okay.
He has the similar he's the big tribal drums to give it that big sound with the
Yeah.
strings that
So
are
that's-
do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
That's what I was gonna say is where there's room. He has a way of giving the music room to breathe. Where there's, not there's pockets of kind of a stillness in the music, and then something will come in underneath real slowly,
Yeah.
and then it'll build.
Like a pocket full of sunshine.
Sure. Which is something that Zimmer does, which is why his stuff ends up sounding. What's the word you used?
Dynamic.
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 Yeah.
That's right. So he's got that too. John Powell, though, he's got How to Train Your Dragon,
He does. That's true.
which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He did the Solo movie too, which was
yeah.
the movie itself was whatever,
But
but
the music's good.
but the music was good. Yeah.
Not a bad movie.
What was the other one that he did?
Agent Cody
let's
Banks.
see. No, Agent Cody Banks.
Ice Age.
Oh, Eternals. No, that was
No,
Djawadi.
that's Djawadi.
That was
Yeah.
Djawadi. Yeah. Okay, so I vote Djawadi.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. He's got Game of Thrones, all that stuff. Pretty much that whole catalog is fire. Djawadi also did what we talked about, Pacific Rim, which if you've heard any of the older episodes, when I first watched Pacific Rim, that movie hyped me up so much. I could not sleep. And it was because of that music was just so good.
He started to build his own cardboard Jaeger,
Yeah.
but it's so rainy in Oklahoma sometimes that it just couldn't survive.
Also, there's no monsters to fight.
Yeah.
So
Guys, I have an update.
Just inner demons.
John Powell did Shrek.
I thought you were going to
I
say he
didn't know
died.
that.
I was like, whoa. While we were
Just
recording
in,
this.
he died, so he will no longer be making music.
All right, listen.
Let me make sure.
Are you done? Like,
Yeah, so I go Djawadi.
okay, so I would love to see Djawadi proceed for all the reasons that you guys have argued, but to give him a fighting chance, I'm voting Powell. So it all rests
Oh, you did
on
that
the
on
shoulders of Hayden.
No, I knew. No, he didn't do that on purpose. I knew he was going Powell.
Wait, but why?
I think that Djawadi would have a better chance moving forward, but legitimately, to give Powell a fighting chance, and because I like to oppose the TallBeing over there.
I looked up John Powell, and first thing that came up was obituary and online memorial.
Oh gosh.
It's an entirely different John Powell.
Okay,
But
cool.
it was like 17 hours ago. I was like, what?
Okay. So we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bad habit of finding out people that have,
Oh wow.
are deceased.
At the wrong time. All right. Well, it's all up to you, Hayden.
So, man, there's tough picks on either side.
You're the one that decides who moves on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because
Just remember, it's a throwaway vote.
It doesn't.
We're just picking who's going to be sacrificed to Zimmer.
so there is a lot of John Powell's films that I would consider that I love. All the How to Train Your Dragon movies are setting in my car right now.
That's weird.
Just because my daughter loves them, and if we're doing long travels, it's her go-to movie to throw on in the Tahoe.
Yeah.
So if something's going to ride around the car, it's those three movies. And I think we have a copy of The Incredibles. I'm not sure. I'm never in my backseat of my car.
Man,
so
if only the composer for The Incredibles got through, that would have been great.
yeah, sorry about that. But that being said, even though I like the Bourne movies and everything, talking about feel, like, because we did Djawadi's reads after, all the shows he did and everything, like, as much as I love John Powell's movies, his music shows up on my phone more. So if we're talking as far as, like, are we battling the movies or are we battling the composers?
Right.
So with that being said, I can't vote for John Powell, so I'm going to go Djawadi. Djawadi.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Powell has a lot of good movies.
Oh, yeah.
He does.
But yeah, I think.
But if we're talking
But really,
music...
can the two of them together survive Zimmer?
I don't think so.
maybe.
But here's the thing.
Maybe, because it's a really good, like, they're so closely matched. Maybe.
But still distinct.
Well, here's the
Because,
thing.
The Lorax, he did the Lorax movie, which the music for the Lorax was good.
It's fire, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The movies you choose to be like, listen,
I
so
know.
Polar Express, like, he always starts with something, it's like, no,
But
bird.
look, I'm giving, like, the ones that are like, come on, that movie. But if that movie is good, the good stuff is,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
So that's my point.
But what I'm going to say is...
Like Horton Hears a Who. He
Yeah.
did that one also.
So, Djawadi, you said trained under Zimmer,
Yeah.
right? So it's an apprentice versus the master fight,
Yeah.
which I want to see, because it's
That'd
like
be awesome.
Anakin versus Obi-Wan kind of thing of like...
No.
We mean no. That's what that is.
Oh, I was commenting on something
Oh
else.
my gosh. So, I think it's going to be cool.
It's not.
Okay. Well, Djawadi's going to move forward in the battle against
Yeah,
Hans
I'm
Zimmer.
setting right there next episode.
I'm telling
No,
you.
that's where Bird sits. He's got control of everything.
Oh,
We can't have you touching buttons.
You're going to put me on in the pasta area?
The splash zone.
okay,
Splash
so
zone.
then next battle is...
Next battle will be the beginning of the quarterfinals.
Of the end. What? The quarterfinals.
Oh, we've got a long way to go.
We're going to run out of movies before we run out of composers.
No, you ain't joking, man.
So next will be Danny Elfman
Okay.
back at it again
He's an elf man.
against Ludwig Göransson.
Göransson.
All right, well, that sets up the next battle. Danny Elfman versus Ludwig Göransson. That's a big one.
The
Yep.
Goremeister versus the
Göransson
Elfman.
is also a Zimmer apprentice, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
Man, how many
think he
princes
was.
that broke out?
That guy's teaching, man.
Hans Zimmer worked with a lot of guys. I mean, he did the score,
like it.
the Batman score with
James Newton Howard?
Yeah, James Newton Howard.
Yeah.
I like it. That'd be dope if, like, just his whole
hold on.
crew
Time out.
Fights him.
makes it to the end, you know?
Time out. Hans Zimmer did the score together with John Powell on Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, that's true.
So
regardless,
That doesn't make any
We
sense.
already voted. We already voted.
yeah, but we can still.
We already
John
voted.
Powell comes in.
No.
He was hiding under the mat.
I'm telling you, dude, it's slowly becoming a WWE, like...
We already have the
Because we're
Jerry
trying to
Goldsmith
find ways
now,
to
so.
save character, like...
No, what's happening is like we're seeing the formation of like the NWO, right? They're like
the bad guys.
Because
Yeah.
if you recall, we still have Joe.
John Powell and his cronies.
Isaishi and
Joe, yeah, oh, that's right. We threw him back in. That's right.
He's in there somewhere.
My boy.
Somewhere.
Somewhere we don't know.
He might pop up.
We gotta look at
He'll
that
come out of
spinner
the
wheel.
crowd.
This is like wrestling, man. You don't know who's showing up this Friday. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and
Ed
move on
McMahon.
then.
All right, so we'll start our trailers next.
Okay.
First off,
How many do we have?
just two.
2 trailers? Okay, cool.
Two and
But
a
one's
half.
going to be a rant.
That's not
One
two.
is going to be a rant.
One is going to be a rant.
Anything more than two is more
So
than two, man.
first is Sonic 3.
Sonic.
Finally, I can't believe it took this long to get a trailer.
They're taking their time with it.
Yeah,
You know what?
I can respect
It's
that.
crazy to me that we're getting Sonic 3 faster than we're getting Spider-Verse 3.
Yeah.
No, it really isn't.
So Sonic 3, man.
Sonic
Okay,
3,
so
yeah.
thoughts on Sonic 3?
I'm pumped. I haven't even watched the trailer. I just know I'm going to watch
I still want to watch the Knuckles show, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Okay, so don't watch the Knuckles show.
Oh.
And but
Is it
watch
not good?
Sonic.
Is it
The
not
movies. The movies are good.
the Knuckles show
The
not-
Knuckles show's not good.
Look, it's 8 episodes?
6, I think.
6 episodes?
I don't-
6 or
I
8
don't know.
episodes.
Who set that
whatever it is,
precedent?
on Paramount Plus.
Disney.
If it was 6, I got up to 4. I'll let the trial expire.
Oh, okay.
If it was 8, I watched up to 6.
So
I'll
he's
let the
not
trial
really
expire.
he's not really
I don't
telling
know how it
you.
ended. I don't know what happened.
He's not telling you that it's
Let
not
us
good.
know if Bird missed out.
Yeah, he's not telling you that's
I
not good. What
guarantee
he's
that I
saying is he would be jealous if you finished it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I
so
mean-
if you do finish it, don't tell Bird.
That
Burns with
so
jealousy.
if you've got kids, you know, I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
Or
it was way quirkier
They can just
Okay.
watch
in the movie.
Sonic Prime or Sonic Boom on
Sonic Prime, I recommend.
Sonic
Yeah,
Boom's pretty
Boom,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic
Boom.
X was the Sonic show when I was a
Knuckles
kid.
is straight
It's
up an
still
idiot.
good.
And Boom.
Sonic X is good
It's
too.
still good.
Sonic Underground, no. And the Knuckles show, I don't recommend, but kids will probably like it.
Well, hey, that gives you something to watch with your kids.
Sonic Boom's
Yeah,
I mean,
but that means you
legitimately
have to watch
funny. My daughter thinks it's hilarious.
I'm cool watching
I think
something
it's
with my kids.
hilarious.
We're watching through DuckTales right
No,
now.
I know, but
The
DuckTales
reboot?
is fun. Like DuckTales,
Yes.
yeah, DuckTales is good to watch. Like Phineas and Ferb, yeah, I'll watch Phineas and
But
Ferb.
not Knuckles, so it's not at that level.
I wouldn't say like Bluey. Cool, let's
Hey,
watch Bluey, right?
Bluey's great.
I'm saying Knuckles is not that.
Okay.
Walking Dead.
No.
Come on, kids.
You can
Come
watch
on, kids. You
watch
need to
whatever
know
you want
this.
with your kids.
It's our future.
Look, I'm just saying. isn't
Jump the
that-
gun, Joe.
Don't you have a child who's like terrified of zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you watched Walking Dead with him.
Well, I don't know why, but it's not that.
Oh,
So
man.
the movie
So Knuckles, it's better than Walking Dead
for kids.
for kids.
Yeah, yeah. But the movie, I'm looking forward to it. Keanu Reeves, the Shadow. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's pretty perfect casting.
Pretty cool.
I couldn't think of anyone better, honestly.
I mean, I'm sure they could have been, but
Nicolas Cage.
I would be fine with Nicolas Cage's Shadow.
solid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, you have specific thoughts on it?
It looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I'm-
into the
I
Sonic
am-
movies. The
I
franchise.
am not the biggest Sonic movies fan, or Sonic fan in general, to be
I think that
honest.
pasta's affecting his brain, man. He said it looks.
That looks good.
will-
I'll watch it.
I will say I wasn't really a Sonic fan till the movies. Like I've actually really enjoyed the movies.
Yeah, I think it'd
Not
be
knowing
ignited.
all the games and everything.
I'm sure that's enhanced.
See, me and Bird, like, we were Gen 1 Sonic versus Mario.
Right.
And I loved Sonic, but I was like, I have a Nintendo, so.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so your
Mario
views on the
Mario.
movie though, the movies are still good.
Oh, the movie show does.
Yeah, I
Right.
like the movies.
So that's cool that it's like both fan bases of like game fan base versus like new age just movie fan base.
I think it's very important to note, though, part of the reason why the movies ended up being so good was because we, as a collective,
Bullied
Influenced.
them.
were able to
Yeah.
change the look of Sonic.
Influenced. Yeah.
Oh, influence.
Yeah,
Sorry.
influenced.
We're
That's a much better
influencers.
You
word.
guys were influencing me
Not
earlier.
bullies.
Well, and we talked about this in an earlier episode before the second movie even came
We're
out.
just trying to influence you in some
That-
positive ways.
Okay.
that if we're supporting the Sonic movies, they're gonna make more movies.
That's true.
And they have.
Yeah.
So like
We got to
'cause,
Shadow.
Listen, next up we can get Rouge, and we can get.
We still don't have Amy.
Cream
We still don't have
and-
Amy. Yeah, Cream
there's no
and
Amy.
Big.
Tikal.
These are all
Way too many
names.
characters,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know any of these characters.
Thought you said you watched Sonic, man. Sonic X. They're all literally in Sonic X.
I've forgotten most of the characters. This was something I watched when I was 7.
Cream is.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next trailer. Oh,
I do have one more thing on Sonic 3
Okay,
that
one
I
more
just
thing.
thought was fun.
Okay.
Is the director talked a little bit about it already and how he's personally very excited about it because one of his first jobs in like the media industry was he was an animator on the Shadow the Hedgehog game. So doing the movie now is like a catharsis moment for
Yeah,
him.
he's
Like I get to bring him back.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get to see like a Super Saiyan Sonic finally?
We saw him in 2.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, I know,
Emerald.
but like he's gonna have to go Super Saiyan to beat Shadow because Shadow's just better than him, right?
Well,
Yeah, probably.
I've seen a theory online that they're actually going to have to team up at the end against a
Of course they are.
secret enemy.
Shadow's not truly a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
He's
Venom.
an anti-hero.
Yeah, he's Venom.
He is the edgiest of the edgelord anti-heroes.
Okay.
So I love him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to end up teaming up
I mean, Venom
to
eats people.
fight a bigger
I feel
evil.
like-
That's
I've never seen Shadow eat somebody.
It's true.
They could do it in this movie, though. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're already gonna shoot the kids, so
Oh yeah, I've seen all the memes about that. It's not going to be like Knuckles.
Sorry, kid.
It's going to be more like Walking Dead.
I'm with it. For the Sonic
He's
movies.
with it.
For the
Shoot
movies.
that kid.
For the
No.
movies.
shoot that kid.
Character development, man.
Dot.
Yeah. All right, so
On to the rant.
On to the rant. Another video game movie trailer.
What is it?
It's a Minecraft movie.
Minecraft.
Is the title for some reason. I
title.
still don't know why.
Because it's a Minecraft movie,
I mean-
which means they're planning more.
Yeah,
Minecraft
it should be
movies.
who asked for this.
I mean, a lot of people ask.
Listen, you know what?
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Listen, I know I've said it before, but as stupid and ridiculous as this trailer looks, if they lean into it and just make the movie stupid and ridiculous, it will be fantastic,
Yeah.
right? If they're like, no, we want it to be treated real seriously, it's gonna bomb, right? So
Which
like,
I don't think it doesn't look like it's.
it
going
doesn't
to.
look like. Yeah, if they just lean in, they're like, look, it's weird. Minecraft is dumb. Kids love it. No offense if you're a kid who loves Minecraft or an adult who grew up on Minecraft or whatever. Like, I never got into it. I was too old, unfortunately, right? Can't say that about Pokemon, but you know, here we are. So
Anyone can be into Pokemon.
I'm just saying, if they just roll with it and be like, yeah, it's Minecraft. It was always going to be silly.
There's a lot of blocks.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm here
There's-
for it.
There's the mines.
I don't get it. I like Jason Momoa. I was like, why is he dressed like that? Like, like I know at this point we're like, oh, Jason Momoa can do no wrong, but like, come on, man, that's wrong.
Yeah, I watched the trailer before we started recording, and I don't understand anything that was happening in that movie.
His jaw dropped.
It felt like it was revealing things that I should know. So this movie is
Did I say it right?
whatever. Like
I guess. you
also
did.
the whole thing about like who asked for this.
Minecraft
That-
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even if nobody did ask for it, or maybe if 100 people asked for it,
Yeah.
I don't mind that because we've got
The classic
the
Mario
Loki
Bros.
show
movie.
for one. We've got
Echo.
Andor,
Andor.
Echo, that were all good shows that
And no
nobody
one
asked
asked
for.
Okay.
You know, and
Well,
there's that with
The
movies.
Bob Hoskins Mario Brothers movie.
I see your argument.
that was asked for.
So I see your argument. My argument is there's tons of movies that I want to see made into live action,
And they don't.
and they're like, "Hey, we're doing Minecraft," and I'm like, I didn't email you anything about that, but thank you. You know.
Oh yeah,
That's my argument.
weren't we talking about this? Like legit, I had read somewhere that the WB was approached by the folks that did the Into the Spider-Verse movies, and we're like, we want to do Batman Beyond, and they were like,
Yeah.
nah, we're gonna do Minecraft instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like
I've
I
been waiting for the Thundercats movie, right?
yeah. Or for them to bring back Conan, like all this stuff that clearly there's a group of people craving for.
Yeah.
Because we put money into the merchandise, everything, and they're like, hey, this at one time this was a free game to play. We're making a movie about these blocks, and it's like, all right.
So I'll say sure, but ultimately, I think from a business standpoint alone, it is the more profitable decision.
Man,
You're
probably right.
There is a
talking about
larger,
movies? Well,
yeah,
so
there's a larger current fan base for
merchandising.
Minecraft.
For merchandising, it's a good decision. Movies are a risk, and
Yeah.
I think we can see like Disney is proof of that. Like, there's no guarantee that you're going to have a blockbuster or a hit, and it costs so much money to make a movie that they have to make so much money just to cover the cost.
Yeah.
But like where they really make the money is the merchandise. Yeah, and Minecraft clearly has done really well with the merchandising. Like you can go into Walmart right now and find Minecraft toys.
You guys are probably right. I just knowing that we're not getting Batman Beyond, and we're getting
that
this.
would be so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the same folks that did the Spider-Verse.
It's hard to not be slightly frustrated.
Yeah,
Also,
that's fair.
The thousands of kids that are pumped for this, I'm excited for them. I just hope it's kid appropriate.
Listen, this is probably the last time
Like-
you're ever going to hear me say this. I agree with Hayden.
Yeah. Because when you do something that's live action with these people, they're gonna also try to make it where adults can enjoy it too when they take their kids. Mm-hmm. As long as they keep something as pure and simple as Minecraft, fully pure and simple, I'll be okay. I won't say anything. I'll apologize. But I'm always nervous when they do stuff like this because it's targeted clearly towards kids, and then it turns out it's not.
And clearly, Jack Black is wrong for this role. It should have been.
We've all
Chris
agreed
Pratt.
on that. We agreed before.
Chris Pratt.
I honestly would have taken Chris Pratt over Jack Black in this
Another one
scenario.
on the bingo card. We have Chris Pratt doing Minecraft. Like, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not Shadow the Hedgehog.
That guy, you literally can put him into anything. And it's like, I don't know, don't say anything bad about this guy.
He was so well cast in the Lego movie, though.
That's true.
Yeah, that was a great role for him. Yeah, that and Star-Lord, and then in
Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Three best roles.
You guys are probably right with it being a smart pick. Like, who am I to know how that stuff works?
Hayden
Well,
Evans.
So
But yeah,
the reason why I don't think that works, or that's why it's confusing for me, is because they've got 6 Transformer movies,
Oh my gosh.
and those movies are horrible for
They're
the most
horrible.
part.
yeah.
And one of the things that he was talking about,
I still love them, but I agree with you.
but
Like,
there are
Right, but
chunks in them that you're like, come on, I'm trying to bring my kid to this.
yeah.
So they do all those movies, but they haven't done a Voltron.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what's confusing to me. Is like,
And
why
then-
do you keep doing these movies that are bad? Why don't you give this property a chance? And I'm sure there's
that
like,
Netflix show is pretty dope for me.
Oh, for Voltron?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was cool.
and
Anyway,
you can see
have a
the
rant.
audience is
I do
there.
have a rant.
Okay, so
I'm so pumped for this.
let's
rant.
get to the rant, and then
It's
we'll
finally someone not me ranting.
Rant.
So I'm pretty pumped.
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's hope my brain doesn't just cash out right
Dude,
now.
TallBeing, you got this.
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts on this trailer, and the internet seems to also.
Yeah, they do.
They hate it, which I think is funny.
They usually do.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is justified
Of course.
because it does look pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
I don't like Jack Black as Steve. That is such a bizarre pick.
Yeah.
I think the scene that he's like, I am Steve, is I get what they're going for. Like, oh, it's this big franchise and this guy's name is Steve. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
The point of the game was never to have him as a character with like a notable name. Like, I don't even remember why they gave him a name.
Tell that to Smash Brothers.
I love the Smash Brothers announcer side note when he says Steve is so excited. It's so funny to me. I think what ended up happening with this Minecraft movie was they wanted to appeal to as wide of an audience as possible with it. Because the main complaint I see is, why was this not animated? Like, fully just animated.
Yeah.
It looks bizarre having them in a CG green screen environment.
Yeah.
Why does it look like that?
Yeah, this goes back to like the Flash.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna complain about, and even after the director was like, no, I wanted the CG to look this way, right?
Yeah.
And people still like trashed it and they hated,
Yeah.
like you're see. I mean, it just doesn't look. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't
something went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what happened was they decided gonna do Minecraft because there is a huge base of like audience just immediately. Yeah. Same Minecraft movie, you're gonna make money. Yeah. Like it's just gonna happen.
I guess.
Yeah.
You guys are right.
And then to really because it is still a video game movie, which has a better track record now than it did 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it is still a video game movie. So there's going to be a lot of people, especially when they see, block people. Yeah. They're like, oh, no, absolutely not. Yeah. And so they go live action because there is the stigma around animation still of that's not a real film. You still have those people that won't watch
They're
the
not going to get movie of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I think...
Unless it's a Sony award.
There you go. Weird. Not biased against that.
That's people's choice.
That's right.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting discussion all on its own because I think my generation, your generation, and down has grown up with you guys too, for sure have had it, but we've specifically had a generation that has grown up with cartoons specifically that tell more long form stories and really delve deeper into more mature topics. Like X-Men, the original series, and Spider-Man still had that too. But a lot of what we've had is not live action stuff. Yeah. And so we've started creating more. It's people of my generation that are making the adult animated series a lot of the time. Yeah. That are now gaining traction, and those are really popular.
I feel like you're calling us old.
A little bit, yeah. I think that I'm basically saying as the generations go on, animation is going to get more accepted.
I also feel like he's calling me young. I like when he's like, us. And I'm I'm turning 31 next week. And so it's TallBeing.
I'm 2 generations behind.
By the time people hear this, he will be 31.
Oh, that's true. Exactly. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Yep. Okay.
Get well soon.
No, I agree. It's one of the things that has been frustrating, kind of for me, because we had that in a way, right? Animation was kind of ruined for our generation because we had some really great stuff, but that really great stuff was geared to sell stuff.
Yeah,
which we loved. We didn't have a problem with it. But then
it was cool.
But then the government was like, no, it's got to be educational. Then we got Barney, right? And all that business.
That set everything back a few decades.
Yeah, and it set us back 20 years, right? Because all the stuff you're getting now is kind of in response to that, right? Because they were like, all right, so we can't do it in the daytime when kids would normally watch. We're gonna start after school or in the evening, Adult Swim kind of stuff. These are in response to that, being all right, then now we're going to do more adult animation. Now we're going to do stuff that people actually want to see. So then they started importing, because I was in high school, Dragon Ball Z came in, right? All the American stuff, just crap.
Dude,
right? Well, I mean, there were a few, right? So X-Men, Batman, I thought the Superman show was really great, and the Justice League that spin off of that. But Toonami was amazing.
Oh, Toonami.
And then we just started to get more and more, and those things I feel built to and directly give, the more long form things that we get now.
Yeah, that is my rant. Minecraft trailer. Thumbs down for me right now.
Go watch Dragon Ball Z.
I am not saying I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, just go watch Dragon Ball Z.
I am still interested in the Minecraft movie. When another trailer comes out, I will have another verdict, I think. But for right now, I'm not sold.
After he pays to watch it at the movie theaters, he'll let you know.
Exactly. You get it.
That's right.
So Sonic 3, all thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Minecraft, all thumbs down.
Yeah, I give
a sideways thumb. Because if they lean into the weirdness, it could be all right. Just come out with another Nolan movie that time, and we'll have another Barbenheimer on our hands. Yeah. Whatever he calls the next one, it'll be Minecraft Doodles. I don't know.
Yeah. So another thing, by the time this episode airs, it'll be out already. But trailer has been confirmed. The last one for Venom 3 on the 12th.
Oh dang! It's coming out already.
I know. Before Craven.
Yeah.
The 12th of what?
Of September.
September?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. So it'll be out.
I saw a preview today for a Wolfman movie.
Yeah.
And when I saw the word Wolfman, I was like, did we try that with what's the name?
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio, yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was pretty good.
And then I saw the previews and I was like, this actually looks like a legit good scary movie.
Yeah.
But I don't watch scary movies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Nosferatu. It looks pretty good.
I'm gonna go watch it.
I'm sure you will, but
Yeah.
I
not
want
for me.
to.
I'll
but
tell you.
Probably not.
I'll tell you guys about it.
Yeah.
I liked the Benicio del Toro like Wolfman movie. It actually felt like, at its core, like what the Wolfman concept was originally. Before you had stuff like Twilight and all that garbage, it was like we actually had just like the scary concept. And that movie is very gory though. So again, Mom, don't go watch the Wolfman movie. I'm just talking about it.
All right. Well, we talked a little bit about this a little bit ago. Spider-Verse got officially delayed. I'm surprised it took this long.
That just means it's going to be even better.
I hope so because I really like
More
him.
time to, you know.
So when the
Spider-Man cameos.
When the news first came out, it was said that like they scrapped a bunch of the already finished work.
That is not true.
Yeah.
We are not going to spread that.
Right. We're gonna correct that information.
Chris Miller and Daniel Pemberton both were like, no, that is not true.
Yeah.
It is just delayed because it takes a long time to make these movies.
Right. Because I thought
it looks like
weird
it takes
that
a
they
long
would
time.
scrap it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so they're just taking their time to like fix stuff that they. I guess there was some creative differences still going on, and
But there have been with all of these.
sure.
So.
So they're just taking.
It's
their time
probably
to
it's
iron
probably
that
them
out.
being like, listen, we know what we're doing, Sony. Just stop interfering.
so I got a
possible.
crazy theory.
Okay.
Oh.
And all this news about the delay is coming around the same time as the news
Yeah.
for Spider-Man 4, the new live-action movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a crazy theory
Okay.
that the reason they're delaying stuff is we're going to finally see a tie-in with the live-action Spider-Man stuff.
Okay.
And it might be partially live-action, like in glimpses, like you saw in like
with the
any multiverse thing. Like it shows a glimpse or whatever, and we
when
might
saw Donald Glover.
Yeah, and we might get like a live action Miles Morales. And so if they're postponing it for that, like Joe's saying, like it's gonna just be better. I hope it's something that at that level we're gonna lose our minds and be like, we're not even mad that you guys delayed it 3 years. Like this is what we wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, as long as it's not them delaying it so that they can tie it into Craven.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I'll be so mad. Like
just for that.
Madam Web shows up and that's what they wanted to tie in with, and I'm like, no.
This is not it.
This is not the Spider character we wanted to tie in.
That
Listen.
would be fantastic if they did that because it would just like solidify how out of touch they are with that stuff sometimes.
I
think it'd be
only
really
want-
cool to like have like do an X-Men movie on a real random, super obscure like Douglas. What's his name? Like the one that melds with Warlock, so they become Douglock. Like
Oh yeah.
one that like no,
Oh,
unless you're a
Warlock? You're
hardcore
talking about
reader would
Warlock?
know, right?
Yeah.
And just like make it a fantastic movie, and people be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? So Spider-Man, continue on that train as you were talking about.
Yep.
Spider-Man 4 got a director. It is, I have his name, Destin Daniel Cretton, who did
What a crazy.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Or Shang-Chi.
That's right.
He's not doing 2, I guess.
I know, that's what I wanted, but alright. I mean, as long as he's still involved, I guess.
He
I
is
heard that
currently
they-
finishing up on Wonder Man, which he also directed.
I heard that they had cast Awkwafina in that new Spider-Man movie.
I hope to God they didn't.
Like that. You saying the Wonder Man movie or show?
The show.
Show.
The show.
Okay.
Yeah, which I haven't
So-
heard anything
so-
new about that.
That's gonna be interesting. If that Wonder Man show ends up bombing, there's gonna be no excitement for Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
So
Especially when there were other options. Drew Goddard.
Goddard.
Yeah. He was one of the options that they were like, maybe we'll do him. And then he's obviously not doing Spider-Man now.
yeah, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see once that show comes up.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so you're excited for Spider-Man 4,
I'm excited.
even if Wonder Man
Dude.
bombs.
What about ASM 3?
One day.
I'm like on this whole Spider-Man thing right now. Like I'm playing through the Insomniac games. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, give me more of this guy.
As
You know?
a diehard Spider-Man fan, I agree.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like it feels good.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just saying, like all around, the excitement might go down if that.
I agree
if that
with you.
show's
I'm not.
good.
I'm definitely not saying you're wrong. Right now, I'm excited.
Right.
I'm excited.
If they stick to the Sony contract of Spider-Man has to have a guest Marvel character in all of his movies, because that was in the contract for the other 3.
Give us Shang-Chi.
I think Shang-Chi would be cool, specifically because he did the whole training Spider-Man in the comics
right
and
before
martial
Spider
arts.
Island.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah,
I think that was really cool.
He loses his spider sense and his connection to it, and so Shang-Chi teaches him how to have crazy fast reflexes as a person.
He makes his own fighting style.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool, but
that's cool.
can they do that if it's a Sony Spider-Man?
Well, he just said they could.
No, you didn't say they could.
Yeah,
So
the same way as Iron Man was in the first
In the
Homecoming,
Sony movie.
And then Nick Fury was in the
Nick
second one.
Fury, and then Doctor Strange is in No Way Home.
They're just loaning stuff back and forth.
Yeah.
Are you talking about a Tom Holland movie?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say when I say Sony movie, I'm thinking
Oh,
Toby or
Oh,
Andrew.
Yeah, no.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Pronounced.
That's why
Toby.
you were so confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes I'm on board now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this means some really cool action scenes,
Oh yes.
and I also really, really, really hope that Mr. Negative is the villain.
Mr. Lee, man.
I think it would.
Who would you have cast for
Aquafina.
No. Who?
Mrs. Lee.
This is negative.
They would do that. They're like, we gender swapped, and it's like, no one wanted this.
You did.
I bet if they did bring him into the movie,
Yeah.
Aquafina would tag along. She would show up with Spidey.
Look, I'm just saying,
Listen.
if Shang-Chi is showing up, she's showing up.
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin,
Because they were like this.
Kevin
Yeah.
Feige, listen to me, please. Don't let her touch Spider-Man or be involved at all in Spider-Man.
But
You can have one throwaway cameo,
have you seen that lottery
and she
movie?
has one stupid line, and then that's it. That's it, man. She doesn't fight anyone. She doesn't save anything. She parks cars.
But have you seen that lottery movie?
I don't care. Alien Romulus. Last episode, I dropped the ball. We were going to talk about Alien Romulus. I didn't bring it up because I was the only one that watched it.
Right. Still the only one that watched
Still
it.
the only one that watched it, and that's
Not sure why
okay.
you're bringing it up now.
Because you told me to bring it up. So Alien Romulus is super fantastic if you're a huge fan of the original Ridley Scott movie.
Ridley Scott.
This is what I would consider the true sequel. Not, James Cameron's sequel was great. This movie bridges all the prequel movies with the Ridley Scott movie.
Bridges.
It's so good. It's super gory. It's disgusting in a good way. I watched it in IMAX, so I was just amazed with the cinematography, the sound design, everything on it. Creeped you out the whole time. Mm-hmm. The cast, the ensemble of the cast, even the side characters, everything about it was awesome. This has been a great year for movies. I think you've mentioned that multiple times. This year has been so much fun for movies. Mm-hmm. And this is just another movie that I'm so glad I got to go watch it. And so, yeah, if you're a huge fan of that franchise, please do not sleep on this at all. That's all I got to say.
What if you like The Predator?
They're not canon with this movie, so it's okay.
I like the poster. I think it is it's a really good poster. In a world of not great movie posters anymore, it's a good movie poster.
No one with the thing on the face.
Yeah, it's all red.
Dude, the
That's
face
a good,
hugger?
That's a good movie
the face
poster.
hugger.
Yeah, that character dies, man. Straight up.
Spoiler alert.
I don't care. You at this point, you should have watched it twice. So.
All right. It's not a movie that we're gonna watch. Well, you can watch it later on if you want, but we're not big horror people.
That's all right. I still love you guys a ton.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great because we need a horror person.
I will be that guy.
Yeah.
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 I'm pretty sure it's pronounced or.
Yo, hit the H.
Or.
Yeah. You got that
Okay.
soft H. Or.
Like from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's Alien Romulus.
Boom! Finally did it.
Finally.
Stop texting me about it.
Let's go ahead and do Deadpool and Wolverine real fast.
Okay.
Just the two of us have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really talked about it.
There are 118 F-bombs in it.
Yes, there are. Definitely a rated R movie.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take your kids to this
Yeah.
movie.
Come on.
It's
Be
not.
smart
It's
about
not your regular Marvel movie.
Hide your
Nope.
kids, hide your wives.
They're cussing out everybody out here.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Are
We can do spoilers in this one. It's been long enough,
Yes,
right?
we could do spoilers. So if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
shut it off for 5-10
Guys,
minutes.
Gambit. Blade. Elektra.
yeah,
Ooh, I'm about to make
Human
a name for
Torch.
myself, yeah?
yeah.
Is that what he
It's
sounds
so
like?
great, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. See, so you already know.
Even I know the line.
Yeah, you can't. They're unavoidable at this point. American moviegoers are awful.
Yeah.
Right. Like I remember when Endgame came out and like it was out in Europe and the Europeans were like, "Don't spoil this. The Americans haven't seen it." The second it was available in America, the movie wasn't even over and spoilers would be being posted.
He picks up Thor's hammer. Iron Man's dead. Like everybody was like, no.
You just had to not be on social media. You had to not be watching TV, right? The news anchors were like, he picked up the hammer.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay, so yes, spoilers.
Yeah.
There are great cameos in the movie.
All the cool ones, man.
The cool ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, Gambit shows up. He was awesome. Channing Tatum, your favorite.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's mentioned.
Electra did show. Yeah, he was mentioned.
No, I thought he showed up as Batman.
No. That would have been awesome. Like, what are we doing?
No, they tried to do a little
twist
Wolverine. They tried to do a little Wolverine. No, they tried to do a little twist with. I know, dude.
You're in your 40s, man. You got to take it slow.
No, it's the excitement of the movie.
Guys,
breath away.
It changes you. It changes you.
So, even with all the excitement of the movie, I still don't think it was a great movie. But
he's out of breath, but he's like, "It's all right, subpar."
Yeah,
okay.
No. For real though.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think it was as a movie story. Beginning to end, it was subpar.
Yeah.
But as an experience, and I think it's only for a first time. Once, you probably think different because you've seen it more than twice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Homecoming, kind of like Infinity War, Endgame. Once you've seen those big parts, the hammer getting picked up, sometimes it just doesn't hit the same again when you rewatch it. So
it seems like fan service the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like for franchises that no one cares as much about, like it's one thing to bring back the Spider-Man, but like, oh look, it's Elektra.
Well, see,
I don't know. That just doesn't feel like it's gonna hit the same.
You're like,
unless
so-
it's for a
I
joke.
thought Blade was in prison.
So here's the thing: they brought these characters back for this movie. They're not back,
Yeah.
and that's why I like it. I don't think we're gonna see all of these again, except Blade. I hope to God they find a way to bring Blade back, but. They did it in a way where when Disney got a hold of Fox, there was no send-off for a lot of these people. There was no send-offs for these projects, everything. So most of the movie was just like, hey,
Channing Tatum needs a send-off.
We're closing it out, whether we get it again or whatever. And me and you
Let's
talked about that.
not forget all his appearances before.
Yeah. But me and you talked about because they were going to do his movie, and then they just didn't do it. And so the whole movie was just like what could have been kind of thing, but also just remembering like this was the stuff we had before the MCU.
Do they mention the old Fantastic Four movie?
There's the
original
Fantastic Four car.
No, not like the unreleased one.
No.
That's a missed
Ain't nobody
opportunity.
care about that.
But
No one cares
honestly,
about Elektra.
That would be too far back. No, people care. I thought bringing back Elektra was really cool.
Blade was the coolest. I'm sorry, like Blade was the coolest. When he comes in, I didn't know I needed that. Like, and I told you that was the one cameo where it's like I didn't know I needed that.
Yeah.
Like
He said out loud during the movie, I needed that.
Yeah, and it was so cool. And they reference how like he's the only Blade, and like and every like I don't know. It was just cool. Like this movie was fun. I see all y'all's views on it, and I understand that. For me, this movie was a lot of fun, and it wasn't just a Deadpool movie. The parts about Wolverine were really great too, and the emotion there. I feel like they could have gave us more of the accident that happened with Wolverine in the movie. You know what I'm talking about? His whole failure.
Yeah.
They could have gave us more context on that. But the emotion behind Logan, it's like you've felt this build through all the movies. Like even the movie Logan. And now to see him like, hey, like I'm accepting that I'm the most popular X-Men in the movies. Like, and he kind of like addresses that. It's like as much as he's hated being on a team and hated all these people and been a pain and all this stuff, it's like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one last thing, you know. And I thought it was really great. There was a lot of language and there was a lot of stuff where I'm like, you know, you could have toned it down a bit, and I think the action would have still been there, the story would have still been there. But all in all, I really loved the movie. Mm-hmm. The second time I watched it, I loved it even more. So I feel like it's going to be the opposite for me. Every time I watch it, I'm just going to appreciate it more and more. And so, but it's okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a timely movie, right? So like
timely comics? No,
like Shazam.
Throwback.
Shazam did it. Okay, in that movie where
it's pronounced Shazam.
Whatever. Let me catch my breath.
You okay?
Yeah, Shazam.
He's got COVID.
Where they would reference things that are like in pop culture at that time.
Oh, it's not gonna age well
now. Yeah, I feel like that's what's gonna happen with this movie too. There's a lot of stuff that is like the breaking the fourth wall with some of the characters, like with Gambit, like, oh man, if that ever happened, I never even got a chance or whatever.
Yeah,
like that kind of stuff is funny, but one, if you don't know the background, it's not funny. Mm-hmm. And then if they do a movie now because they've been talking about it, now it doesn't really make sense because now he's got a movie.
Well, no, you'd still watch them in order though. You're not a crazy person.
You would watch them in order, but like what I'm saying is there would already be a movie now. So like,
so when you go back, you're confused.
Yeah,
very.
Well, we'll just watch them together, and that way I can help you.
Explain it to
like,
me.
So this happened first.
He'll hold your hand.
Yeah. Breathe.
Yeah, breathe. You're real excited for a movie that's subpar.
He'll explain. He'll be like,
no,
listen,
I do agree.
Like
There's some stuff that's like, yes, you're gonna have to be like, dude, you have to have been on this train already, and I understand that. But also, all of the Marvel movies feel like that, like. And that's what I had to tell my mom because she was like wanting to go watch
your mom watch this movie?
Well, no, we wanted to go watch the Guardians Volume 3. And when that was coming in theaters,
you were like, no, Mom, you got to start with the Christmas special.
Yeah. But I told her, I was like, what was the last Marvel movie you watched? She said, Thor Ragnarok. And I was like, Mom,
dang.
There's been so much between Thor Ragnarok and Guardians 3. And so I sent her this list of like, I need you to watch these before we go out.
You got to see how they made Thor
and my mom was like, I'm not going to have time. Like, I'm just going to watch the Guardians movies and then go with you. And it's like, okay. And so I do see your point, but also that's what you kind of get with the Marvel movies.
Yeah, you know why? Because that's fandom for you.
That's
premature.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Premature.
Hey,
we just
jumping the gun.
JGJ.
But there's also a lot of references that I feel like are referencing even the 90s and all like,
right.
And that stuff still hit. And so it's like, there's a lot of these jokes.
Yeah, this nostalgia comes and goes. Like we saw it with the Kong X Godzilla or whatever. Like it was all like 80s synth and like pretty sure he had a Walkman. Like it comes and goes, man.
Yeah.
Like,
but I do see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. We won't know till we get to that point, right? It's like
I feel like I already know.
Okay.
Yeah, listen. He's at least 10 years older than you. He's got some wisdom you just need to listen to, okay?
Okay. All right, man.
There you go. See, he knows because he's also 10 years older. No, but it is a fun watch. And first time watching, I think was going to be the best time for me to watch.
Yeah.
After that, it's not going to be the same. And that's for me. But for you, it was better.
Oh.
You want to rate it?
Spice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Over spice.
No, I'm not gonna go over on this.
Under spice. Sizzle spice.
I think this movie has the possibility to be over spiced. I'm gonna go ahead and go since you're thinking about it.
Yes.
It has a possibility of being over, but because the actual story itself is not great, it doesn't go over. Mm-hmm. So
saves it.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson, right? If you have all kinds of crazy nostalgia, but your story struggles, you might be all right.
You'll be all right. No, but it's true because now you have like you're having a good time at the movies.
Yeah.
And which is what it was. Like we were there, and I was like, ha ha, whoa, look at that.
Oh wow.
I remember Electro.
That lady got onto us. She was like, "Are you guys gonna talk the whole time?" We're like, ma'am, we're on a podcast, so we're gonna talk a little bit during the trailers. It was just the trailers.
It was the trailers, but she was giving us fair warning. She's like, hey, look, I don't get to come out often.
Yeah, she did. She's like, guys, I never do this. And I was like, and you're doing it for Deadpool and Wolverine?
She said something
Did
about,
you
like,
not watch Godzilla X Kong?
I have kids. I don't get to come out often. Like, I don't know.
Made us feel bad. I was like, are we the bad guys?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
We didn't say anything during the movie, though.
Nah.
We told her that. Yeah.
You got to be respectful during the movies. Yeah. Had the phone off and everything.
Yeah, we're a fun hang at the movies. So, spice.
Okay, so my spice. That's right. 83.
83?
Yeah, that feels good.
Jot that down.
83. Deadpool X Wolverine.
X.
I'm gonna go 92.
Okay.
It's not perfect because there's one cameo I think they could have fit in there that would have blew people's minds, and it was a missed opportunity, and maybe for legal reasons they couldn't do it. Like, who am I to know that stuff? And so I can't give it higher than that. But as much as I love this movie, it's got to be in the 90s, so I'm gonna go 92. I'm gonna go 92.
Who is it?
Oh yeah, I guess I can just say.
Yeah.
So when they're doing all the different Deadpool, then when they do the Deadpool core, and they're showing all the different Deadpools, why could you have not brought back Emma Stone to be Gwenpool? Just, the pink and white suit.
I think because she's not
Sony.
technically a Deadpool.
Well, that
She's her own character.
That and all the cameos we got were Fox related. She was a Sony cameo.
Sense.
So I think for legal reasons they couldn't do it. But as a fan, oh my gosh, that would have been hilarious and cool, like, to see that.
Well, maybe the next one, right?
That's just what the
maybe
Deadpool...
she'll be in Spider-Man 4.
That's what the Deadpool formula is going to be.
Wasn't
now.
the
It's
Toby's
Deadpool and character?
I'm cool with that.
In the Toby
running
movies,
around.
wasn't Bryce Dallas Howard Quinn?
Yes.
True. That would have been even better.
Dude, they could have done that. Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
I think she was in it for a scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love Bryce Dallas Howard, so I'd be cool with her in anything.
And moving on. Zoe? Let's move on to the Peeples, because Kerry Washington, right? That's
Kerry Washington.
Yep,
Let's go.
Yeah. She's in it. Right?
Let's go.
Is she one of them too, Kerry Washington?
No, I'd go bowling with her.
Be.
Yeah, she can be more than Zoe Deschanel.
I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Peeples then, unless we got something else on the list. We're good? Okay.
So,
why are you looking at me?
New segment.
Peeples.
It's a Joe movie.
Oh.
It's not a new segment, so we've only done it once.
Right.
I don't think we actually talked about it, though.
But we need to
like
keep
end
doing
of the
it,
year.
because I had a lot of fun watching it.
It's a new segment now that Hayden's here.
Yay!
We needed a title for it.
Yeah.
Joe's Hot Picks.
No.
Joe's, why did you not watch this?
What's the tagline we came up for it?
Hidden Gems?
I'm trying to think of what it is.
Treasures.
We don't
Treasures.
know what to expect.
Joe's Treasures.
It might not be good, but
Joe's
it will be
Pirate
outrageous.
Yeah, there you go.
What'd you say?
Dun, 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 dun. Joe's movies.
Joe's, I downloaded this free off the internet.
I said Joe's Pirate Booty.
Yeah.
All right, so basically the idea is
Stuff on Joe's thumb drive.
Joe has watched a lot of
hard drive.
movies. A
bet
lot
it
of
is.
movies that we've never heard of before. A lot of movies that maybe you guys haven't heard of before. And he's given us a list, and we're just going to go through some
I
of
like
those
to
movies.
watch weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
Last time we watched Almost an Angel, that was at like the start of the year, which is crazy.
That was a fun one.
And I know this is a new segment on the podcast, but when I was stuck at home during my surgeries, he threw a ton of stuff on my laptop. It was like, I want you to watch these, and I want to hear your thoughts. And like, it was like, he showed me some good movies that I never would have watched as a kid. And he's like, hey, like, these are clearly missed movies. Like, they're missed, you know? And for whatever reasons, maybe other movies were competing at the time, or it's a year thing, right? So I wasn't even born yet. But these are great movies.
And that's why he's a horror fan.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
then
probably.
this time we got turned on to the 2013 movie.
Yeah.
Peoples.
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 2 E's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess normal people spelling would have two.
Well,
E's
it's
also.
the last name of the family.
Yeah.
It's a PG-13 movie. Do not recommend to watch this with kids.
Yeah,
also,
it's worse than Deadpool. and
we were
Wolverine.
not made aware of that, so I
had
my
forgotten about
11-year-old
all the
watching
sexual
it.
references.
I was like, "Oh look, it says it's a rom-com. You like rom-coms?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I'm in."
It's not
And,
Knuckles.
Yeah, it started, and I was like, "Well,
Yeah,
can
my
I
bad.
kick her out?" No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the little one came a little while later. I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna stay in."
They'll
She's like,
get
"Yeah,
better
probably."
from here.
They'll get better.
Because all the rest of them are like hard PG. So
So yeah, PG-13. Don't watch it with your kids. An hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half.
But
long.
also, as a grown adult, it wasn't that bad. Like, from stuff that I've seen pushed on regular TV.
I was like, you just watched Deadpool and Wolverine. So.
Yeah. So,
It's,
I'm numb
as
to...
far as
I'm numb to some
low
stuff, I
bar.
guess.
okay, so as far as language, yes, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's the actual content,
Yeah.
what's being
Yeah.
talked about.
Just if you have the opportunity, watch it on TBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we said earlier, it stars Craig Robinson, who he's most known for the Office and for
Office.
Hot Tub Time Machine,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
Kerry Washington. What was the show she was in? Was that
Scandal.
political? Was it Scandal?
Scandal, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Scandal.
There was something else I thought she was, like, really big in.
Oh,
She,
it's
was,
Scandal.
she played a
Scandal Season 2.
She played the blind girl in
Madam Web.
no, it was what was it? It was like
Good
a
call, man.
superhero one.
Huh?
Yeah, it was like a superhero movie.
Oh! She was the love interest for Ben Grimm's The Thing in Fantastic
There you go.
Four.
There you go. Yep.
Why do I still know that?
David Allen Greer's in it.
Oh,
best
yes.
known for In Living Color.
And Jumanji,
I knew someone was going to say
Jumanji?
Jumanji.
the original
Yeah.
one.
Remember, he was
He was
the-
like the.
Dude, he's the one that
with the hat
invented
and-
the shoes.
Yeah.
And then he became a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also Living Color. I watched a lot of reruns of that as a kid.
Yeah. So it's got a pretty good cast.
Pretty good cast.
The kid that played Chris and
Everybody
Hates
hates
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah. Abbott Elementary.
He was probably my favorite character.
He was what? Psy?
Kleptomaniac.
he's fun.
Yeah, he was
He was
really
funny.
funny. Okay, so that's
I like the brother.
Yeah.
Oh, actually named
so,
Chris.
okay. So the brother was also funny, and he was also one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
He was like a mix with Winston from
I got that vibe.
yeah,
New Girl.
New
There you
Girl,
go. I got you.
and Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I felt like he was.
Listen,
he was.
Every show I've seen him in, he's been stellar. Right? Like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a show called Better Off Ted. He is so funny in that show.
No,
Yeah.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
I'll have
He's
to take
good.
you some episodes of Better Off Ted. I think you'll
Alright.
enjoy it.
Yeah. I binged that show with you.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the people in the movie.
Peoples and people.
Yeah. You want to give a little premise of the movie?
I don't want to. It's
No?
Joe's movie.
All right, so
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
so Craig Robinson's character is dating Kerry Washington,
Wade.
Wade. He's dating Kerry Washington, who is
Grace.
a member of the Peeples family, and she decides that she's going to go back home because there's a Moby Dick Day where they read Moby Dick and do all this crazy stuff, and so she goes back because it's an annual tradition her family does, and her dad is played by David Allen Greer, but she's secretly been keeping Craig Robinson's character Wade secret from the family because she's afraid of how they would respond, and he goes out to surprise her because he wants to propose and gets out there and all these things start to unravel and he gets to meet her family and her family starts to unravel and it's classic rom-com stuff, like everything gets blamed on him and you get to see the family grow and change because of his interaction with them, and he's forced to reassess some things and grow, and I think it's hilarious.
It was a lot of
The
fun.
hero's journey.
The hero's journey. It's
Absolutely.
basically Star Wars.
Yeah. There was even a Han Solo.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought it was an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the platform that we watched it on.
Yeah.
I thought the editing on it was very odd.
What, like the ads?
Like, no. There was some
Those are
spots
called
that-
ads,
yeah.
Bert.
Yeah, the director made some really weird choices.
All of a
there.
sudden it was trying to sell us on. It's like, that's an ad.
It was a whole new actor. Yeah. It was weird. No, not the ads. Within the actual movie. And I don't know who the director was. Tina Gordon.
Yeah, dude, Tina Gordon.
So she
wrote the screenplay for Drumline.
She's only directed three things.
Yeah.
And so I think part of it was that, maybe together with the editing, it felt like there was some beats that were missing.
Mm-hmm.
And but it also felt like maybe we were watching an edited version.
Oh, okay.
Like somehow edited, because it just
They
felt
do
that
that.
way.
They do that sometimes.
Right, when they show on certain platforms.
Because, like, the Harry Potters that was on HBO Max, like the extended ones or whatever, like, we watched those. They were fine.
Uh-huh.
Me and Autumn didn't finish. We were watching through them. Well, we didn't finish, and then we found them on Peacock. So it's like, well, we're going to finish watching them on Peacock. Mm-hmm. And they're off. It's almost like they took the ABC Family edits, like the ones that played on, like, you know, around the holidays on ABC Family. It's like they took those versions, and Peacock's like, we'll run these. Because there's points where all of a sudden it would go to black, and then go back into the film, and it was like, was there supposed to be a commercial in there? And so it felt really weird. And so I may have not caught that when we were watching this, but you may be right, because I'm seeing that more and more.
And I don't know, because obviously this was the first time we watched it, but it just felt like there was some stuff that was missing. But this was her first movie that she directed. Yeah. So it's very possible that there was some key scenes.
She's just fresh.
That she just missed. And so, like, that took away from the actual heart of the movie, I thought. So that's like my my nitpick of the movie is there was some stuff missing to really give it, like, really drive home that you know, the heart that most good rom-com movies have.
And it might feel like, because I at one point the movie felt short, and I think it's just because we're so used to these longer, bigger movies now, that a cool rom-com done in 2013 that's only an hour and 43 minutes, it feels like, oh, it does feel kind of cut and whatever, but it's like, it's self-contained in one environment. Right. They go back to the second environment for a little bit. And so it's like, yeah, it feels kind of like, well, maybe there was some stuff cut, and, like, you know, and there definitely could have been more hijinks and more stuff in the movie, maybe.
I think there's plenty of hijinks.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble today.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that there was plenty of hijinks.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying there was. I'm saying there could have been more.
I don't know that the more would have helped is what I'm saying. Ooh, I think that there was enough. I think it was just, there was key parts in it where, like, it could really flesh out the characters and what they're trying to do, but, like, maybe it switched those for hijinks instead of actually, you know.
No, you're not wrong, because, like, all of the sisters, like, none of them are fleshed out at all, right?
Yeah.
And, like, Sai, like, he has his funny moments.
But they could have showed more.
Same thing, yeah. Like, you don't get.
So it wasn't hijinks that are missing. It was just maybe a little more.
But you got to keep in mind, like, you know, I feel like this is kind of typical rom-com. Like, unless you're the main character, and most of the time the love interest, right? But in this situation, the main character and the dad are the focus, right? Yeah. It's their butting heads that is the focus, and so everybody else has to take a back seat. Yeah. And if you get too into the weeds on those other characters, then you take away the ability to do the hijinks and have fun with it. And that's one of the reasons I enjoyed the movie. Like, yeah, I know it's got some of the stuff, the content, like, is unfortunately there, but the hijinks are top notch. You know,
I got a lot of Meet the Parents vibes from it.
There was, yeah, I did too.
You know, which is another movie that I'm like, oh, it's not bad. You know,
I would have to rewatch Meet the Parents to see how it stacks up.
Like, which one's better?
No, not which one's better, but, like,
how? Because
I remember liking that movie more than what I liked this one.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if it was just at that time, or if they did something different with the characters in that movie that they didn't do here. Like, again, where just some of the timing just felt weird, where the cuts were.
I'd be interested to have you watch it not on that platform.
Yeah.
Right? Because I obviously didn't. Like, I have the movie. But you know, I was just trying to make it easier for everybody to watch. I was like, it's
sure.
Streaming for free on this.
We watched it on Plex TV.
So Plex is actually something I can tell you about, because at one point I thought about building my own Plex server. Plex offers a service where you can, like, download an app, and then if you have your own Plex server where you've, like, downloaded your movies and, like, stored your own digital movies that you purchased on your own server, you can stream them to your app anywhere.
Well, you haven't said much on it. What were your thoughts?
He's
My
traumatized.
thoughts? Yeah.
Traumatized.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
It's it took a little bit to grow on me. I started and I was like, there's like a weird energy to the entire movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think it might have been the editing, like just the pacing of it was kind of weird. But then you get used to it. It's like, oh, okay, no, some of this does feel very intentional. And yeah, by the end, I was at a point. It was like, that was a good movie. That was good. I like the ending. I like each of the characters, how they each have like a thing. I like that concept of like they think they're all normal, and this one guy comes in who is like fully open about not being like a normal straight-laced person and unravels them all so that they don't put on that show anymore. I like that.
It was all about the Peeples family had a certain appearance that they had to maintain.
Yeah.
And so they were holding to that appearance. So the dad is a judge in that town. So like he's highly respected. So
And they compare him to the Kennedys.
Yeah.
Yeah, at one
The
point.
chocolate Kennedys.
Yeah, because they got a lot of money. They got this big old beach house or whatever, island house, whatever that they were staying in.
And it's ironic because they, not only is that what they're putting out, but they speak a lot, because he is a judge, speak a lot about being true to who you are, right? And like putting your best foot forward and not showing your hand until you've got things perfect, right?
Yeah.
And then what's his name comes in and he's like, yeah, I'm a mess. And
Yeah.
and even when they finally find the ring that he wants to present later, you know, he calls her like my truth, right? And so there's a lot of play there with what truth actually looks like.
Right. Yeah, and that's what was good about the movie for sure. It had that core right there.
It felt like more than just, oh, here's a silly romance movie between the two of them. It was like, yeah, there was a more like, there's another thematic point to it.
It was giving you a little substance in the comedy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I think I don't know how this is going to come out.
Okay.
Oh no.
Probably breathless.
Yeah, maybe. Because you're talking about the energy of the movie. I think this was the first movie that we've watched that is an all-black cast.
Well, good for you, man.
And
I watch a lot lot of.
well,
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
thanks, Hayden. I didn't mean me. But
Aquafina.
I had to get back at you, dude. I had to get back at you. All right.
But yeah, for you, for Ev, like, and there is a different energy when you watch those movies. Like, there's because the cultures are different, right?
Yes.
So I thought that's funny that you say that, because I think that there is a difference with those movies.
Yeah, probably.
Especially like if you go back to like
Exploitation.
blaxploitation,
Black Dynamite.
blaxploitation.
Don't look at me,
Why
man.
can't I say that word?
Blaxploitation.
What?
Blaxploitation.
Blaxploitation.
Yes.
Yes,
Nice.
blaxploitation movies.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole different like vibe to those movies.
And that's one of the things, like, legit, like, there is going to be a different vibe, and there is going to be a different. That's one of the reasons I didn't really remember all of the content, because culturally, I mean, it fits more, you know, right? Like, that's just how it is.
Blends right into it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not saying that because like, oh, I've got so much knowledge. Like, I don't know, I grew up with different cultures and stuff. Like,
Right.
I remember like,
Yeah, I mean, we're from California. But there's a lot of
it
different.
depended on and who I was hanging out with, like what was important or what was talked about, you know, and like, and so yeah, there's definitely going to be those, and I think you could really pick up on that by watching this and kind of seeing how things play out.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, obviously, to like watch.
Yeah.
You know,
Get exposure to all of those different things.
everything. Yeah, for sure. And it was cool because I grew up watching a lot of stuff like Boys in the Hood, Colors, where
Colors.
it shows like the main characters that
New
are
Jack
black
City.
as thugs, right? Juice, you know, all those movies, like they're just thugs, right? This movie, they're the rich people of the town. Like, they're the ones that like people are looking to. So, you know,
There's like two white people in it. One of them super racist.
Yeah, so it's a good flip to because obviously like that's not the only thing that any culture is. Like just this one thing that you see most of the time. So it's a good thing to push these kind of movies that are also showing the other side of cultures. So that's another plus for this movie.
I never claim it's a great movie. I'm not going to claim any of the movies that I recommend are great movies because I've got one that's, I mean, it's nothing about it is great. It's so like you want to talk about an example of the times and just not aging well. Like it does not age well, right? Because it's very very disco era, right? Mm-hmm. But they're fun. Like the reason I like them, the reason I watch them, they're fun and like they. I'm like, oh yeah, this like I didn't leave this feeling terrible. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and that's how we're going into these movies, which makes it fun to watch. So
yeah, because you can like let's be real, like Almost an Angel was a good example. Like there's so much you can make fun of it about, right? And this movie's got those too, but like
it's
you if you give it a shot, you're like that was really entertaining, right? Uh-huh. Like not in a way, like it's not Crocodile Dundee. I didn't know Paul Hogan could be that entertaining.
Yeah. Right? Because I wasn't a Crocodile Dundee fan, but Almost an Angel was fun.
It's hard not to love that movie when you're like, man, Elias Koteas just.
Do we want to rate this movie? Do you have something else to say on it?
I haven't got to talk yet.
Yeah, those
you didn't?
I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, all right, go for it.
You went into all your spill, and I was like, all right,
yeah, go for it.
So, I mean, I see all your guys' statements. For me, it was just a really fun movie. And most of the time, like recent movies, they miss so much of the time. So it's crazy to go back to 2013. Wasn't that long ago, really, in terms of what's happened since then, and have a movie that's like, there's not an agenda behind this movie. It was just a fun movie that was like, it was very self-contained. You could see stuff that just like. Made you think of your own family and your own situations. Like, it was funny. And that's why, like, I got the whole Meet the Parents vibe from it, which I guess I was so young that movie didn't, like, resonate with me. Like, I wouldn't consider it's a great movie on my list, right? But this movie was fun. Like, it is. I would definitely consider it a missed movie. Yeah. Like, we didn't dodge this movie. We missed it. Like, this would have been fun. Yeah, and so
one of my favorite parts, right, is like kind of at the end, everything's unraveling, and they're like, they reveal that the ring was found in De La Greer's pocket. He's like, yeah, he showed it to me at the sweat lodge, and then he burned it down. They're like, what? You burned down the sweat lodge.
The part where the guy, like, they're at the Moby Dick thing. And she's like, what's his problem with this? He normally is really happy to see us. He goes, yeah, I don't know. And it's the dude that owned the teepee. Yeah. And he's just so mad at him. It's like, yeah, that was a relic. And it just burnt down. Yeah, I know.
When he's tripping on shrooms in that scene was really funny because he's like, did he just talk to me?
Yeah. Did he spit at me?
I spit at you.
I spit at you.
He gets up and spits on the ground.
No, it was really a fun movie.
Sorry, keep going.
I know we talked about how the content is maybe just a bit much, but any adult, I would say that this would be like a fun movie. I feel like,
it's a good rom-com.
Yeah, I mean, like I want to watch it with my wife now. Like I watched it by myself, and now I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna throw this in our rotation. Like I think Autumn's gonna think it's funny, and so. I would consider this a missed movie.
Yeah, for sure. Missed movie.
Yeah.
I like the scene where the son steals the earrings and they.
Oh yeah, and they get him in.
They come up behind him. They're like just threatening him and everything. Yeah.
Did you steal those earrings?
It's so funny because they're like. They don't even have to talk to each other.
It's so believable that that's his brother. Like, there's so many points where, I mean, literally, he tells him how stressed he is over the phone. The next day, he's coming off the boat. And he's like, what's up, man? He's like, you can't be here. He's like, nah, you sounded stressed.
I love the reception the brother gets when he sees the sweater. You know?
Oh, yeah. And then he's like doing the little chant thing. He's like, come on.
He's like, you got to tell him the truth. He's like,
absolutely
crazy.
Yeah.
No,
They were
really,
part of
really
the same
good
frat
movie.
house is what it was.
Yeah, really, really
They
good
weren't,
movie.
but
Right, they were
yeah.
not.
No,
He was
I
committed.
also like when he first does show up, and they're like trying to introduce him to everybody, and they're like Simon, and he opens the window. He's like, "What's up, Si?" He goes, "Si, yeah, I like that." You're like, man, this kid is so like privileged.
Like he just wants to be cool so
Right,
bad.
right.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite introductions to a character
Yeah.
because the way he was like,
It told you everything
Yeah.
you needed to know about him
Just by
in
him-
the first scene.
just by him going, you know what? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That I
And-
want that name,
and
like,
that's-
you knew, like, okay, I know
Yeah.
that.
You
And-
recognize my swag.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I understand what you guys are saying about, like, sometimes it fell off.
Uh-huh.
For me, that's a good example of it didn't feel off in that sense. Because every time it's like, here's a new character, you're given, like, this is all you need to know about this character in the now, and that is good enough for this story.
It's very efficient with its
Yeah.
time.
Like, here's a new character, this is kind of their thing, this is how they fit, let's continue the scene. And I think Psy is the best example of that. Because it's like, right out of the get-go.
Also, the little jokes they drop here and there, like, so you're talking about the scene in the bathroom when he's like, you know what the lockup's like. He's like, my sister told me about it. Like,
Yeah, he's like, she went to
Which
jail?
sister?
he keeps learning all this thing. Yeah, which sister?
It's a good movie. It was a really great movie. And I would honestly say I prefer this movie over Meet the Parents. But also, I haven't seen Meet the Parents in a very long time.
I prefer this movie over Meet the Parents.
Yeah. So,
Because you haven't seen that movie.
Yes.
well, hey, that's good. You've kind of already seen it.
Yeah.
So,
And we gotta talk about David Allen Greer, though, right? Like,
Yeah,
he's so good in this role. And
So
I mentioned it earlier. Like, he's playing the straight man, right? He's like supposed to be this like serious professional, and it's so different because David Allen Greer, like his comedy chops are like I don't know anybody who is better, and he's just so probably like I don't know because he came up with Tommy Davidson and Jim Carrey, and it's so easy to forget that like yeah man he is legitimately that good, right? That like he can like go like when it comes to comedy like he's in their league.
Yeah.
He's so underrated.
Yeah, he was a little overshadowed by those guys.
Absolutely.
On In Living Color.
Jamie Foxx.
but
right?
to see that back in those days he could be thrown into anything and catch up, to now get to see, dude, he could be thrown into a straight character role where it's like you need to be serious. He could also be thrown into that now. Like now we kind of know that, which it's a rom-com. Like there are funny parts, but I definitely could see him doing a serious tone, emotional movie.
Yeah, and him, I don't always like him in movies. Like I think he's a little much for me sometimes. So this role I really liked because he was more subdued, but he still had his comedic chops when it was necessary.
he when he delivers lines and stuff, he delivers them well.
Yeah, so like he was one of the best. Him and Simon were and the brother were my three favorite ones.
I like Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson was a little much for me also.
Okay.
I think the best, my favorite scene probably, like as a whole, where I thought it was funny, I thought the editing was good, I thought the joke was good, was when he found the headpiece of the mother.
Oh yeah.
And he puts it on, and
it starts
turns
playing
into
the
a whole
movie.
disco scene.
It starts playing the music slow, like low, and it comes in, and it comes in.
Yeah.
As it's like hitting him, like, no, you can have fun with this, and it's
You
like
get
it
into
builds
it.
into, yeah.
It turns into like a whole music video, basically. I thought that was edited perfectly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And
That's a
then
good scene.
and David Allen Greer comes in, he does the whole
Dude, right out of the gate when he's playing that music for the kids,
Oh,
like that first song, I right then and there I said, okay, this is gonna be a fun movie. Like, cause no offense, but when Joe shows you stuff, you don't know if it's gonna be a comedy piece or Hayden, this movie makes you think.
He traumatized you.
Because Joe throws stuff in that's like, you don't know if it's going to be a comedy or, no, this was a good piece of this time that, like, it's crazy you didn't watch this.
Yeah.
And so that at least let me know I'm going to get to laugh. And so, like, right out of the gate, I'm like, I get to laugh, you know? And so it was good.
Yeah. Anything else?
Their portraits are awesome.
the portraits, the silhouettes.
The silhouettes, yeah.
It was showing them, and I feel like the movie was kind of framing them. It's like, oh, look at another weird thing that they have. Like he's looking at the portraits, like, oh, these are strange, but no, those are dope. I want those portraits.
Yeah, I think that's those. They're like a classy portrait. I think that's what it's trying to do because they're like the rich family, so like they have these classy things. So it was just a silhouette.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a classy looking.
And each of them had the thing that represents them in their family, right?
Like, yeah.
Which works really well when like that is what their personality is based around in the movie because you don't really have time to flesh them out. Like, okay, just go in on it. Their portrait really is them with the thing.
But I think we definitely need to do some of those portraits for us right here.
You just have them coming up the stairs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna rate it.
We can. I got to think of a spice.
That's what we're doing. Yeah. You want to start since it was your movie, or you want to?
I say let's just move on. This is not a movie that like
will count for anything.
Yeah,
it's just I have a pitch.
You don't think it'll be part of the
I have a pitch.
awards?
I have a pitch. So instead of doing a spice meter,
Okay.
since it's movies that maybe went under the radar with us, we should just say, is it a missed or a dodged? Whereas missed is, how did you guys not watch this? Versus dodge, I'm glad we didn't go watch this. And so let's just do missed or dodged.
Okay.
So for me, this is clearly a missed.
Yeah,
It's 2013. I was old enough to watch this. Why did I not go watch this?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you invite me? Like, what happened? You know? But I'm glad I watched it now.
Yeah. In 2013, I don't know what I was doing either.
So for me, this is a missed.
Yeah. It's a miss. Yeah.
Missed.
it's a mist.
All right, missed.
all right,
So thanks, Joe.
Big M.
Thanks, Joe.
So it's recommended as long as you don't watch it with kids.
Yeah, it's not Knuckles.
No.
It's not Knuckles.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the episode with our memorial to James Earl Jones, who passed away September 9th,
Yes.
which was, for us, yesterday, I think.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
I figured we'd do like some of our favorite movies, some of our favorite
Conan
quotes. Definitely Conan is in there for me.
Yeah.
That is actually where I first, I'm pretty sure, that's where I first was able to enjoy a performance from James Earl Jones was in Conan the Barbarian. Him as Thulsa Doom.
He was in a episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that was pretty great.
So yeah, because later on, once he became the James Earl Jones that we know, like he was just in random episodes, just
always playing himself too,
just playing himself.
Like Big Bang Theory, he's himself.
That's how big he was. It was like, hey, let's get James Earl Jones to be,
Brooklyn
and he would just show up.
Huh?
Maybe it wasn't Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Man, I don't know.
He definitely was in Big Bang Theory.
How about
Sheldon? Like,
what is Angel? Not Angels now. There was the Kevin Costner one.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Yeah, man.
His speech in that movie, man.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Obviously, Darth Vader.
That was the first experience with James Earl Jones for me. Getting to share. So at a young age, my mom and my uncle both were like, hey, like, we love Star Wars. And so they got to share that with me. And then, the prequel started coming out and all that. But having him be Darth Vader, like, that character has stood the test of time for me. And I know it's not just for me, because even the recent games, everything, they if they can fit Vader in it, they do it.
Oh yeah.
Why?
I mean, they did the same thing
People
in the show.
love that guy.
They did the Obi-Wan Kenobi, like they had to go back to Vader. Right?
Why do they love that guy? Dude, it's not just the guy that physically portrayed him on the screen. It's the voice lines. It's the emotion behind this fear in his voice.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can go from being scary respected to loving respected as Mufasa.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is the dude.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Like...
So another juxtaposition from his characters. The first time, like I said, in Conan where he was the bad guy, right? He was the Snake King.
Yeah.
Like, he literally turns into a snake. I was like, what the heck am I watching right now?
That's Mufasa?
King Joffrey?
No. And then when I saw him again, was The Sandlot,
Oh, okay.
Whoa, yeah.
where he's
Whiplash.
like
No snakes in there.
no snakes. He's like this incredibly loving. He's blind,
He's
right?
he's giving baseballs to kids.
Now,
The
see, I
dude's
saw him
awesome.
in Coming to America playing
Coming
King
to America,
Joffrey.
I saw him also, but I think that was later on.
Yeah.
But even
Also, a
in-
movie you should not watch with children.
yeah, Coming to America was another great character where he was like in the middle of Sandlot and evil. He was a respected king. Another great role he had. I mean, I think that was probably, I don't remember when I saw Coming to America, but I know it was after. It was probably after I saw him in Field of Dreams too.
He also narrated one of your favorites,
Yeah, which
Judge Dredd.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's one of my favorites.
I know.
All right, you want to say some of yours?
I mean, you said all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have much more to add.
Well, then I will continue.
oh, okay.
Okay, man, yeah.
What else was he in?
Gang related.
Gang related, I never saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we said Coming to America, Best of the Best, The Lion King you mentioned, and Robots. I remember watching Robots. Robin Williams was in Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
And
an
James Earl Jones.
interesting movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. Not a great movie. It's a kid's movie, animated.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's funny you bring up Robin Williams because, like, I think whenever we talked on the Aladdin episode, he was the first person that when he passed away, it made me sad. I think this is the next one. I think this was the one, and I think the last person that passed away that I was like bummed about was Kevin Conroy, who
Okay,
voiced
yeah.
Batman and all the greatest Batman stuff.
You know who bummed me out? Was that kid that was in the Star Trek movies, the newer ones?
oh, yeah.
Oh,
Anton.
Anton
Oh,
Yelchin.
Odd Thomas.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's a
Yeah.
good actor, man.
Yeah,
That's-
that was sad.
But this one, man, you look back.
Jim Trollhunter.
You look back at how much he was in your life and all your favorite things, all your big things.
Sneakers.
Yeah. He was
Great movie. Great movie.
But yeah, James Earl Jones, man. I mean, he was the GOAT
He was in the Jack
For-
Ryan movies.
for obvious reasons, man. You
Yeah.
know?
And the crazy thing is, like, he narrated so many movies and,
Yeah,
and
he didn't even have to
commercials and
get
stuff.
up.
But yeah. Well,
Just his voice,
He
dude.
had the voice you recognize, right? But the crazy thing about that is that he had a stutter.
Really?
He had a stutter when he was a kid, and he had to overcome that.
Well, he did.
He did.
He overcame it.
I mean, to be wanted for just the voice
yeah.
in so many projects
Yeah.
after like having this stutter.
Look, this one's gonna be dumb, but I used to love comedy, like dumb comedy movies when I was growing up. Clean Slate. Have you seen it?
No.
It's basic. Think about like a comedy version of Memento.
Okay.
A comedy version of Memento? Okay.
It's got Dana Carvey. Like every day he
Oh,
wakes
Dana
up, he
Carvey?
has no idea what happened the day before.
Okay. I might look that
I
up.
might have to wait for a Joe movie on that one.
Yeah. That might be the next Joe movie.
I don't know if it'll make it on there. Because if
Alright.
I was gonna go a Dana Carvey movie, it wouldn't be that one.
Okay.
He did the Bible.
He narrated the Bible.
Dude, I had that on CD.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Um,
And I'm gonna say it, and this might actually upset a couple people. I know a lot of people love it when Morgan Freeman like narrates stuff,
yeah.
He's a better narrator.
but James Earl Jones, man, like in my
It
mind,
is the
he's
voice.
yeah,
I mean, it's if you can't get James Earl Jones, you get Morgan Freeman.
yeah.
And if you
That's-
can't get Morgan Freeman, you get Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Like there's like a
Yeah, there's a hierarchy.
So now Morgan Freeman's probably like, get all these jobs, and it's like, and things are looking up for the Freeman, and it's like, good for you, but we're all in mourning.
Yeah.
So
No, dude, great actor. He seemed like he was a good dude.
I mean, there's nothing like if someone said something bad about him, I don't care what facts they have, I would argue.
I say you can usually tell by like the kind of roles they're willing to play. Like, so when you were mentioning Big Bang Theory, like when he's playing himself and he's willing to like be silly.
Yeah, he's doing pranks on Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, like if he's willing to be silly playing himself, then he's got a good like a view of himself. Like
Yeah, he's humble.
He's willing to recognize that.
He's
it's
no
funny
Chevy
doing it.
Chase.
You said it, brother.
Here's a fun fact. You were sharing fun facts about his stutter and everything. So Sandlot, his role in Sandlot,
Yeah.
it's based off of a book. In the book, It was.
He's also blind.
It was a white guy. It was a white guy that was the announcer and everything.
Was he redhead?
The announcer.
Well, that's what it was. Like that was his role. Is he got to announce these games, so he got to meet all these players and everything. And so that's why he has all this memorabilia and got to meet everything. Okay. And they may have changed it for Sandlot. I'm talking about the book.
Right.
So for Sandlot, he may have actually played.
I feel like in the movie they like make some allusions to that history.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's just great because it's like it shows you right there. Even back then, if you're the best person for the job, it does not matter. Because now you couldn't convince me that it needed to be a white guy.
Right.
I was like, no, it's James Earl Jones. Like, I'm going to die on that hill.
Yeah.
Like, he loves kids and he has a cool dog. And, like, look at his house. Like, the guy's awesome. Yeah. Like, I would become friends with that guy, you know? And so, it's just another fun fact, you know, about James Earl Jones, how cool he is.
Yeah. He's seemingly, right? I wish I did get a chance to meet him.
Oh, yeah. No, it sucks that I will never run into him at an airport.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, one of the greatest to do it. He's going to be missed. Yeah. I'm not sure if he finished up the Mufasa movie, if they're just going to use...
oh, man, yeah.
They might use the AI voice.
Ugh. He sold it already.
Yeah.
A few.
So Darth Vader is going to live on as James Earl Jones will live on as Darth Vader because of the voice thing.
Yeah.
And probably Mufasa.
Because he's credited even in something as recent as Kenobi. You know?
Speaking of that, that's another thing that will speak to his character, I think. There was a movie that, some of the Star Wars movies, where they wanted to credit him for being the voice, but he was like, no, don't credit me. I didn't do anything for that. Like, I was barely in it.
But you did.
did.
You put life into this character.
But it might have been like where it was just a line or something that was said in the movie. He's
Doesn't
like,
matter.
I didn't do enough.
Yeah,
but that's what he.
Like even Rogue One, he says nothing, and it's like that's James Earl Jones. Like you can't tell me and convince me that it's not James Earl Jones.
Yeah, we'll get to enjoy the characters that he's played before, so that's good. He's gonna live on through that. But of course, like all those movies that he's been in, all the commercials and stuff that he's narrated, like they're all still there too. We get to enjoy it. So
we were blessed to have him
for sure. Thank you, James Earl Jones. You know, shout outs to the family.
Let us know what your favorite moments are with James Earl Jones, your favorite movies, if something we didn't talk about, or something you share with, just let us know.
Should Hayden watch Best of the Best?
Should I watch Best of the Best? I probably am. It's an 80s movie. But yeah.
Yep, there you go. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
No?
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you again to James Earl Jones.
The man.
We appreciate everything that you did for us in our childhoods. It was great. The Room Upstairs podcast. Follow us on our socials: Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube.
Oh yeah. And all of our personals too.
All the personals.
I'll talk to just about anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't. No, I will.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. You can follow on the person.
I exist.
He exists.
Well, thank you guys for checking us out. We'll see you next time. Make sure to follow us so you know what's going on. Sign us off.
That's anything.
That's not how it goes. I'm trying to be too cool with it.
He is cool though. Joe keeps jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Jumping the gun. Jumping the gun.
Yeah.
I do keep jumping the gun.
Yeah.
We call him Gun Jumping Joe.
Gun Jumping Joe.
No, that doesn't flow off the tongue as well.
Jump the Gun Joe?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's better.
Yeah.